on, everybody? This is the Slipping Kind of Podcast. We're at the Kenichi Bed Studios. I'm your man, BINK. Go ahead, bro. This is your boy, Golden Boy. What's good, bro? Over there, I think he got me down to a T. I had to switch it up. I had to switch my flow up, man. This man over here.
Oh, man. Miss K, do I got him down packed now? Do I get him down packed yet?
No?
The
Soldier Boy say he stole my whole flow. Tell me what's really going on. That's me.
Oh, man, that's on me. Drake. Oh, God. All right, give me my props now. Go ahead, give me my props now. Because I told you what was going on at that daggone negotiating table. I told you. I said it on air last week. And then everybody looking at me, oh, he's just one Bud.
Hold on, which one you talking about with Bud and Earl
Yeah.
Tank and Ryan?
You ain't hear about the transparency thing?
Oh, yeah. I heard a little bit. Heard a little bit about it. But we're going to talk about it, man. We got a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Got a whole lot. We got that. We got Sebastian Fundora fighting Ocampo this weekend. Honestly, the most exciting fight on that card ain't even televised. But, we still going to talk about it. Stuff going on with Tank, Ryan, what's going on with that, money team, what's going on with it. We're going to talk about a lot today. But seeing you already came in with something on your mind, you want to talk about talk about that Bud and Earl situation. That seems to be a hot topic for the past how many years? Consistently been a hot topic. So I'll let you go ahead and take the lead on that, bro.
Okay. You always know I always be finding out stuff, but I don't never say a lot of it on air. I'll be saying it off air. But the crazy part is when I be saying just a little bit on air, people be like, oh, whatever. They text me or they hit me up on Instagram like, yo, so that's what's going on, whatever. I'm like, bro, you have no idea how much stuff me and BINK be keeping on the low.
For real, though.
Like, I just don't know. Like, G14 classified information that we be keeping on the low. Because fighters are very fickle. They are very fickle creatures about how they handle things. So I kept hearing, okay, yeah, they're negotiating. About 2 days before my commentary even said it, they was like, people was telling me, yeah, they're shooting for November, I think it was 17th or 19th, something like that.
In there somewhere, yeah.
And that's what they shooting for. They're close to it. Earl whole thing, of course, Bud has cachet to bring to the table, but they're gonna totally discredit all that lightweight, undisputed, all that's the resume. What do you have for 47? He has the belt. He has that WBO belt, correct? Cool.
My bad.
Shit. Yo, y'all ain't just see what he did. Like, that's that football player joint where they just easily just crack it back and like pull it sideways and pull it up. Oh my God. Like, you gonna crack it like this? That's one way, but pulling it? Nah, sir. You can have that. Anywho, so they like, okay, you only got the WBO belt. Earl's whole thing was, I'm gonna get as many belts as I can so I can take as much 60% percentage, right?
Can't be mad at him for that.
To it. Yeah, beat him to it. So Bud was said, from what I've been told, that's cool. Simple as that. Like, that's cool. 60-40? Okay. And he said, all I want, you could take the net. I just want the gross. But I want full transparency so I know without a doubt this is what I'm getting. And for people who don't know what I'm talking about, is okay, Miss K is the producer, right? So let's say she's out hand. And you got BINK and me. BINK got all the belts. I got one. BINK 160, I 140. When you do a normal contract, there's that part that gets negotiated, but then it's the ring, it's the gloves, it's the merchandising. Only thing that doesn't get touched is the sponsors that the individual fighter has. But there's also sponsors for that particular show as well. There's gate, there's merchandising, there's YouTube rights. It's so many things that can get negotiated. See, back in the day before YouTube, it was tapes. You go into any thrift store, you go into any Blockbuster, whatever, you had all these tapes, greatest knockouts, this, that, and the third. And you got paid once a year or whatever from it, or you got paid quarterly from that. So these days it's YouTube rights, plus DVD, whatever. So all of that gets negotiated. What Bud is saying is, he's basically giving Earl, from what I've been told, no out. Like, all right, whatever you want, cool, I'll take it. You want me to get 40? I'm a country boy. You a country boy, but you think you got a ranch to take care of. Like, basically looking at him like that. Like, all right, you got that to take care of. I'm good. I'll take the 40. All I want is, I just want gross. You could take the net. Meaning, I'm going to give you all of this. All right, imagine all of this stuff on this table that me and Bing are talking on, and all I take is my phone, but he takes everything from this table. All he's asking is to look at Bink's computer and see that he's not getting gypped, in a sense. Like, I just want to see full transparency of the books. Like, you know how you working for somebody and you might say, hey, I want to see the books. You know, like you saw the whole crazy thing with certain podcasts or whatever. They were like, I want to see the books. And then they wound up falling out. That's what basically what it looks like what Bud's trying to do. He wants to see the books and see that you ain't just going to write me a check and it's not exactly what I'm supposed to be getting. He wants to make sure that without a doubt, this is what I'm supposed to be getting. And all right, cool, I walked away. And because of that, that stopped the whole deal. That one thing, after all of that, all of the sacrificing and everything, says in my mind, and I want to see what you think about it. In my mind, I think Bud thinking, I'm going to tell you, all right, I'll take whatever you want. Cool, yeah, because I'm going to fuck you up. And when I take your stuff, then I'm going to get an even bigger payday as I take all your stuff and I move forward with it.
Yeah, 100%. Like, that's what I think we talked about this, like our second or third episode. Take the loss on the front end so you can double and triple it on the back end. Mm-hmm. Kind of like what Teofimo did with Lomachenko. Devin Haney with Kambosos taking that terrible contract, signing that terrible contract, but knowing you, the confidence in yourself, you can win the fight.
Great example.
And then on the back end of that,
man, great example.
On the back end of that, you come out on top once you win. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? So I 100% agree with you. I feel like Bud is taking that route. You wanna try to, poke needles and make me go through all these loops? Cool. I'll jump through them hoops. But when we get in that ring, now you guys see me for real. Ain't no hoops in that ring. It's four corners. So now what we about to do? So I feel you on that.
Man, I mean, I done seen a lot of my dad's friends deal with that stuff, like Daryl for Oscar De La Hoya. Mm-hmm. I saw it with Ty Barnett when he fought Maurice Hooker. I saw it with J-Rock when he fought Jared. I saw it with a lot of stuff, but Jared was more fair than most fighters, but with J-Rock. But I mean, I saw a lot of, I've seen it before, but it's like the bigger the fight, the bigger okay, we're going to do this, which is weird to me. That's why I always praise the older fighters. Everybody always like, man, he always praised his dad, or he always praising the fighters he came up in the gym with. Because I know what the hell I saw. Like, these were men's men. Like, I think it was me, Alantez Fox. Me and Alantez Fox had this conversation. Me and Greg Newby had this conversation. He was like, bro, them dudes were different. Mm-hmm. Them dudes, man, it's only and I had old time fighters tell me, I'm not gonna say the old time fighter. He said, we was at Rosecroft. He said, the Fox boys, the Russells, you Lil Jr. He's like mentioning certain fight. He's like, y'all would have been able to hang with us in the 80s. Y'all would have been able to hang with us. And cause how ruthless them dudes were. Like, these cupcake bums that a lot of these guys get, like, I never forget. I'll tell you a side story. The bum story. So it was a pro fighter turning pro. And the bum was like, you want him to have a bum or you want him to have a bum? The bum mean like, dude don't even know what he's doing. Just put him down, keep moving. The bum could fight a little, maybe out of upside down record, fight a little bit. But you supposed to win. He probably should be just fine. He said, nah, get him a bum. Keep him sharp. Stuff like that. And back then, those fighters, Ray was the money man. Hager was the money man. He had the Five Kings back then. And even going into the 80s with Oscar being the money man and, Sweet Pea not too far behind that, even though he had his issues with, getting fair shakes, but different. But, he had the money guys. Them dudes did not hesitate to make the contest. See, it's funny how now people are appreciating Oscar more. Because remember, Oscar was ducking. They say Oscar was ducking this person, ducking that person. But after a while, Oscar paid these mamas. And it was like, I'm going to shut, especially him being Mexican and how the Mexican culture is. Man, I was explaining that to you, like how they are. Man, he's like, oh yeah, I gotta shut them up. I gotta get this. I'm all right. I'm gonna fight Ike Cortez. I'm gonna fight Pernell. I'm gonna fight all of these guys. And now it's so weird. It's just now I've never seen so much difficulty to make fights happen. I have never. And you know what? I hate to say it. Floyd did it. I hate to say it, but he started that bullshit. He started it. He started that match. And fighters are thinking. Some of the fighters are taking it the wrong way with him. He did it after all the crap he took. He got paid less to fight Gotti. Quiet as it's kept. He went in the go look at any fight with Floyd when he started hurting his hands. This is how you know he started hurting his hands. He fighting in winnings and going into other dudes' hometowns. Right. Whenever he fought in Grants, he was in Vegas 9 times out of 10. Then they came out with the orthopedic glove or whatever. But like you knew like, oh God, I can't do certain things because my hands hurt and I can't get shot up here because Vegas they let you do certain creams or whatever on your hands.
A lot of folks don't know the pretty boy Floyd. They only know the money May. So they didn't get a chance to witness
it.
You know what was going on. I was younger, but we used to watch tape. My dad would talk to me about boxing. I caught up on a lot of it and I was like, yo, pretty boy was different. It was a lot of the B-side, a lot of the times coming up in his career. So you ain't lying.
He fought Arturo Gatti and Arturo Gatti's hometown. Took less. Because Arturo Gatti was the gate. That Bama was the gate.
And not just beat him, he punished Gatti, bro.
Like, he demolished Gatti. I never forget one fighter told me, and what Stephen A. Smith said was true. Floyd in the club, chilling. Man, what the hell you doing in here? I'm gonna get my proper rest. Say, man, what you doing in this club, man? You about to fight a monster. Because go look at Zab Judah talk about Arturo Gatti and Kent. Prime Arturo Gatti and Kent. Putting dudes to sleep with 18s and a big everlast head, putting Bammers to sleep. To sleep. I mean, in camp with Pernell and Zab and them. Rest in peace, Ratman was in camp with them. Reggie Green was in camp with them. I mean, and he said, yo, I'll take less. Smashed him. Goes and fight Oscar. He ran all night, but after talking all that trash, but he still outpointed him. I'm gonna take less. And wore heavyweight 10 ounces. Like Oscar made him not only wear Reyes, but wear big ass Reyes. Yeah. And he got to wear regular small 10 ounce Reyes. It was weird, but just that alone.
Chris Glenn in the chat, my brother's Tony Chapman with a wave and emoji, a pass over
big blue
fire emojis. Chris Glenn just said my dad was at that Gotti fight. Said fans went crazy because Floyd was doing him dirty.
Yeah, even after the first round when he cracked him with the hook, when he heard the 10-second and walked, because it was so loud in there. He thought the 10-second bell already went, so he thinking that's the bell, and he turned, man. Floyd like, look at the ref, look back, bitch, nigga, cracked him. But Gotti being who he is, he like. It snapped right out of it, like, man. But he was just too slow for him and past his prime. But, they think because Floyd did that, they don't see that part. They don't see that part with the Corrales fight, how he was supposed to get knocked out and took less. They don't see that with the Manuel, what happened with him and Emmanuel Augustus, how that was a setup fight. Stuff that y'all don't know. When he got past doing all that stuff and bought out his contract and everything else, yeah, he earned the right to, and all them amateur fights, yeah, he earned the right to sit there and take some of that stuff. But guys are taking it as, oh, I'm going to just do this, like, just take this, and if you don't do it, no fight. And it be the smallest little things, but you had killers like Tommy and Ray splitting this down the middle, like the theater rights and, different guys, like, Carmen Basilio and Ray Robinson. They had the theater rights or whatever. Only thing Carmen said no to was, I'm not doing 20%, and you get 80. I think it was 35, 65. I can't fully remember. I got to watch the documentary again. But basically, he knew Ray was the bigger guy. He was still coming up the ladder, just basically getting on the scene. He was like, all right, cool. Tommy doing what he did. It's dudes making it way more difficult, man, to make these damn fights.
No, for sure. For sure. It's frustrating. So like I told y'all before in the previous episode, don't hold your breath waiting for Spencer Crawford to happen. Continue to be patient. And when it happens, it happens. But if you sit up here and you say it's going to happen in November, no, it's going to happen in December, no, it's going to happen in January, you will be disappointed. Just let it happen, man. It's going to come. It's going to come.
Look, man, I'm going to just tell people, y'all don't see a pattern here? Do y'all not see a pattern here?
happening all over the sport, man. It's happening all over the sport.
I mean, let's look at this. Mayweather Pacquiao, even though there was other things attached to it, but that fight should have happened 5 years sooner, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The rematch with Roy and Bernard, that should have happened 10 years sooner.
Let me ask you this real quick, though, because this is a hot topic. People always argue about this and say this shit. Well, if Floyd would have fought Pacquiao early in his career, it would have been a different fight. Pacquiao would have beat Floyd. How you feel about that?
I'll one up that and add to that question. People was like, oh, well, Floyd didn't let him get the cortisone shot or Tordal shot in the shoulder in the dressing room. You're damn right. You know who else didn't get a shot in his shoulder? Swift Jerry Hurd when he fought Laura. Quiet as his cat.
Yo, we killed that quiet as his cat. That's right funny.
Quiet as his cat. Jared went out. Jared, I know you always don't know, but I'm gonna let them know it's been too many years now. That Bama had a torn shoulder. Shoulder was torn before the fight, going in camp. Guys fight with injuries all the time. I already said it the last episode. If you go into a fight 100%, you ain't do shit in camp. So he went in the back, and Floyd got the knock that, hey, he wants to get a shot. Like, for instance, Teofimo. Loma had a shoulder issue going into that fight with Teo. Mm-hmm. But Teo said they knocked on the door, asked him. He said, yeah, it's cool. Just send my dad over there to watch. Mm-hmm. There's no problem. So it just depends on, the yes or the no. So, in my opinion, Floyd still smashes him. Worse. Now, don't get me wrong. Floyd was leery of that left hand. If you watch, when Floyd fight a right-handed fighter, he rock off. He rock off, let you hit on the shoulder, rock off. But when it's a southpaw guy, because of the distance difference, he doesn't let you touch his shoulder no more. He'll go pick, cross, let you hit on the forearm, and he'll drop a brick. He did his whole career, especially when he got older and he felt like he needed to take his time. He really did that. If they fought when they were younger, you gotta think, Floyd. The further you go back in the years, the more Floyd throws more punches and sees more things. So he might start breaking them down worse 7 through 12, 8 through 12. That could happen because yes, he did admit that Manny is fast and do a lot of fast shots, but he admitted that, yeah, I saw majority of it. I saw all that. So, and with Floyd, once he starts to feel uncomfortable and he doesn't see, he goes from Philly shell to tight guard. He holds up the earmuffs. Mm-hmm. And he's just going to catch, and reset. So,
I'm glad you said that.
It's not going to, no, I just don't see it. And then if you take that same conversation, you put that with Bud and Earl. It's a problem, man. It's a big problem with this. Like, I hate to say it. Like I said, y'all see a pattern. These fights are not happening when they should happen. And now what's going to happen? Because these fighters feel like, I can make so much money before I get to them. And then when they get older, all right, still can make enough. Mm-hmm. All right, now I'm going to call him and fight him. And he's going to still get the same promotion and all this other stuff. And people getting tired of that shit, man. People are getting tired of that. People getting tired of that mess, man.
It's frustrating, man. It is. I mean, we done talked about Spence and Bud like every week for like the past month and a half.
Think I like it? Y'all think I like that? Do y'all not? Tell them how much you got to convince me to do these damn topics, man.
It's like pulling teeth, literally. I got to slide his mic all the way in front of his face to get him to talk about it. So, I mean, it just is what it is. But in the comments, if y'all in the show, watching the show, I want to hear y'all thoughts on that. If Floyd and Pacquiao happened 5-6 years before it did happen, how would that fight have played out in y'all's opinion? In my opinion, I agree with you. I feel like Floyd probably would have got him up out of there. You talking about a smaller Manny Pacquiao, maybe a slightly faster Manny Pacquiao, but Floyd was a vicious puncher, was a more vicious puncher. Precision.
Not as many hand issues.
Right.
Punching through the target.
Right.
With red gloves on.
I'm telling you, man, Floyd would have got Pacquiao up out of there, man. Pacquiao's tailor-made built for Floyd to just destroy him, pick him apart.
Because, and I'm going to tell y'all why.
Go ahead.
What does Pacquiao do before he throws a punch?
Leap right in there.
Correct.
Leap right in.
And right before he leaps, what does he do?
Leap like Superman, too.
Double step. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Step. bounce, step, boom, then he goes, he leaps.
Marquez
and it's just
right
a
over
different,
again.
it's a different variation of that. So if you got to think, you got somebody like Floyd, guys like Floyd, Roy Jones, where they throw that lead right hand and slide and pivot off.
Boy.
What Marquez did to him, if you go back, I think it was the Morales fight. I think it was the second Morales fight. The great, God rest his beautiful soul, Manny Stewart. Never forgot his words, man. But he said, if Morales, the thing is though, Pacquiao has a tail. I think it was late in the fight. He says Pacquiao has a huge tail. He has a huge tail, similar to the Ghanaian fighter talking about Ike Cortez. Well, Ike Cortez, his weakness was you roll, throw a hook. You'll catch him every time. And you'll see that's what Oscar did. Oscar didn't see it at first, but he started to see it as the fight went on more and more. Roll, throw a hook. Catch, throw a hook. And he's there for it because the way some of the Ghanaian fighters fight, they kind of head it straight on line. Sometimes they'll tilt it. So it's there. And he said he has a tail. He bounces 2 or 3 times and then he leaps in. If you throw a right hand and you take your lead foot and you commit, you have to commit and take your lead foot and step out, you could really make him run into something. But I worry late in his career that will be an issue. Manny Stewart said this with Pacquiao in his prime when he came back from the loss with Morales and demolishing everybody. And I think another fight, Manny Stewart said, man, I don't understand why people don't throw it. And leading up to that full fight, Marquez is practicing it because he realized watching the tapes, damn, I landed that more.
Yeah, goddamn 3 hole to study from, finally put it together.
Bruh, from what I was told in Mexico, he was putting he wasn't knocking his spawn partners out, but he was dropping like boom, boom, and dropping them with the lead right hand, left uppercut. But he was doing, if you watch when he knocked out Manny, he had the left uppercut cocked.
Ready to, yeah.
And he actually hit his hip because Manny was already on his way down.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, he said Manny is so reckless that he's not going to see it coming. He comes right in.
Shout out to my pops, yo. My pops, yo, he the one who really got me into this boxing shit. I was a kid. My dad would talk boxing like we talking boxing to me. No, this is what you need to watch. You need to watch how look, 3 punches later, he gonna do this. And he would do it. My dad know that shit. He just clicked with it. Just a natural, watching the sport. My dad was saying the same. He was saying, the right hand, Pacquiao susceptible to the right hand. He gonna get caught with the right hand. And then when Marquez did it, my pop's like, I've been telling you.
For years.
I've been telling you. And it was so beautiful, man. But go ahead.
My father even said the same thing.
Yeah.
It was like, man, because man, I love to see your father and my father just sit there and have a conversation. Me and you would just sit like this.
Man, watching fights with my dad back in the day was crazy, man. He's standing up. The right hand.
It's right there.
Just right there. Throw that.
Nah,
throw that.
And the worst part, your father saying, my father just like this on that side star. I'll never forget this. Anthony Peterson fighting on ESPN.
Yeah.
Outclass, winning every round. And it gets to like 7 or 8. And I go in there, I said, Anthony looks good, Dad. He said, yeah. I guess he's trying to get the rounds in. This is literally, he's laying down like this. I guess he's trying to get the rounds in. But yeah, he looks good. I said, what you mean? He said, I don't know. All right, now this kid's starting to work with Anthony. I don't know why you just won't get rid of him. I mean, all you got to do is just shoot the right hand, but give him something to look at with the right hand and pivot. Throw it up, cut hood, it's over. Man, Anthony Peterson, boom! My mother went like this. And then it's like, there it is, it's over.
Just be seeing it, man.
Just like this, there it is, it's over.
That's how your pop's got a real solemn attitude. Real, he don't really get up. One times I met him when you watch him talking, this right here. He ain't never none of that. It's just even. Even.
Oh man,
what's up, man?
I swear. Now, and so you got to think now. If you take that same aspect with Earl and Bud, you wonder. I don't know, man. Are we really gonna still want to see this 5 more years down? Matter of fact, forget 5, 3 more years down the line. We still really gonna want to see this?
I don't think it'll take that long.
I think it will.
I think it'll take 3 more years.
Yes, it will.
I hope not.
Yes, it do.
I hope not. I ain't gonna lie. Not that I'm not gonna not want to see it, but I'm not gonna fiend for it. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't at this point. There's so many other fights. All these new prospects coming up, man. So many entertaining fights we can make besides Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. I know that's the big topic, but where I'm at with it right now is I'm tired of being disappointed in boxing for the last few years. Took too many heartbreaks. Tell me it ain't been hard these last few years, especially with COVID too. Oh my God, all the fights we missed and got delayed.
And
Heart been
then
broke
the
too many
women's
times.
fight that's supposed to be coming back next week, it better happen. I know that. It better happen.
It better, man. But we definitely gonna see.
God.
Let's switch over. Let's talk about let's start with Ocampo and Fundora.
Yeesh.
Start with that, and then we'll talk about our good guy Mike Fox, who's already out there. Shout out to Mike Fox, man. Do your thing.
Fast,
you know we supporting
fast.
you over here, slipping counter. Do your thing, man. Come on home. We're gonna get you back on the show. We're gonna break it all down, talk with you about the fight. But let's talk about Ocampo and Fundora. How you feel about that fight?
You know, I want to say Ocampo, but I've been wrong so many times with Fundora. I'm like, man, this dude, and you know me being tall, like, but I'm like, though, this dude can hit. Like,
he crack. And
I'm like, what the? I mean, of course, there's plenty of guys that's built like that, and then when they hit you, it's like, God Almighty, like, geez, like I've never had to be in there with somebody lanky or tall like me, and then when they hit you, it's like, woo, thank God. But I've seen it. Like ringside, things like that. Like, good God, you know, and that last fight with Erickson Lubin, I just knew, oh yeah, Erickson about to destroy it. And then to find out what Erickson was fighting with by the second round with the dislocated shoulder and everything else, oh, it was a dog, man.
It was a tough fight.
He's a dog. God, man, shout out to Eric, to the Hammer, man. Good God.
That was a tough fight, man.
What I was saying, them fights that you don't get back.
Indeed.
You don't get back. And my father, I'm so glad that Coach Cunningham stopped it. Because, like, what I always tell you, my father said, hey, man, you know, your fighter face start changing shape.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
Yeah, that was bad.
And my father thought his jaw was broke. My father thought he thought it was Milchick Taylor all over again. But unbelievably, he only had a broken nose.
What? That's it?
Yeah, he only had a broken nose and a dislocated shoulder. Thank God.
Right.
Like, but to me, it's I remember early in his career, he fought forget this boy name. No, I remember that Jamonte Clark. I think I pronounced his first name right, but his last name was Clark. That boy is nice. And I think he got a draw with Fundora. And I was like, oh, yeah, this boy ain't got it. Because Clark, bad boy. I remember that boy can fight. I'm like, yo, this, you know, this ain't, But now this kid just keeps convincing and keeps coming. And now it's so much money that could be made off of him.
Yeah.
Because of the glasses, how he wears the button-up shirt with the pin in the pocket and the slacks.
I got a question about that, too. So,
you think it's a setup?
No, fighters that wear glasses, do y'all wear contacts in the ring or y'all just being in fighting off of half vision?
Okay, all right.
I always wanted to know that, yo.
All right, side story real quick. I've had eye issues since I was born, but mines were different. If you go to your corner, I can't see. But once we get here and we work, I can see everything with no problem. Yeah, like nearsighted basically. Like, because when you far away, I can't see nothing.
I thought far was when you can't see near. Farsighted means you can't see.
Why are you trying to confuse me right now?
But I think that's how it is. In the comments, man. Get in the comments and let us know what's. But I think that's what it is. But I feel you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but I took my contacts up because the risk of you wearing your contact. Look at when Joe Frazier wore contacts when he fought George Foreman the second time. The contact got knocked out.
Right. I got a contact back in my eye that never came out.
Oh.
Well, I'll talk about it later. Go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead.
My God.
Go ahead.
You didn't wear a visor?
Nah, I wore contacts from the age like 5th grade and up. And when I hit the dude in practice, my contact rolled back and I could never get it back out. It's back there somewhere.
Damn. Oh, my
nah,
God. Because I had it happen to me. Like, I had to go here.
Yeah, you got to go back and
sparring.
Get it. Yeah.
And luckily, when it fell down, it came right in. I just did. I said, cut the glove. Cut the glove off. In the middle of the sparring session, I said, cut the glove off. And I put it back in, kept on going. But when it came to fighting or certain sparring sessions where I know this dude I'm working with this kid. He ain't really going to touch me too much. Not to hold my nuts, but yeah, he's not going to. Yeah. But certain guys, you getting in there with Blaze Fittler. You getting in there with Swift Jerry. You getting in there with Patrick Rivera, you get it. Oh, nah, let me take these bitches out.
Right.
Let me take these out and put this shit in here. Like, you know, but on Sweet Tea, she was nice with a big right hand. Like, nah, I don't need that thumb coming across and all of a sudden rub it. No. Because, you know, in boxing, you can easily get a torn retina.
Right.
You easily have your eye cocked back. That's what happened to me when I got thumbed. My eye cocked. It felt like a gun cocking, like, and all of a sudden, immediately, as soon as it cocked, I felt all this fluid building up in the back of my eye. Then when I went to sleep, woke up the next morning, that Sugar Ray Leonard eye against Tommy Hearns, that's what it was, right below it.
Damn.
You know, so
you think Fundora fight? He take his glasses off?
Yes. I don't think he has contacts.
He's fighting with that hat.
Trust me. If he would have fought Erickson Lubin with contacts in, them contacts would have been knocked out.
But that's what I'm asking. So like, because I had really bad vision, I wouldn't be able to see your face this close if I had my eyes corrected. So somebody with vision like mine that wants to box and wears needs their glasses but can't see like that. I know there's guys in the sport that have vision like that. Or how do they operate in the ring with vision like that? Where you can't see somebody that's arm's length away from you.
They just do, man. I know
that's
fighters.
Crazy. How would you adjust?
I mean, it's just I know fighters. I can't say their names because they're still active and they're really good. But I know fighters who we all had that conversation. It's fighters who are damn near blind. It's fighters who I could say it now because, you know, I'm only sparring. I'm not fighting anymore. You know, helping guys the best I can if I feel good. But basically, my eyes have astigmatism. So mine's like shaped like a football. And, like, the vessel behind it bleeds like a faucet. So every time it drops, like blood, my vision is like, go back, whatever. And my peripheral, like, for instance, like, remember when we were driving that day and I said, bruh, am I good on that side? And you was like, yeah, you good. That was for a reason because sometimes, you know, I got to really look because my peripheral is not that good. Like, I should be able to see this camera right here. Right. And I can't really see that camera.
Yeah. I think a lot of people just assume that fighters got perfect vision because of how y'all operate in the ring. But just to know that a lot of guys be fighting with vision like I had, that's crazy. That makes it more impressive.
Fighters be lying to that doctor, getting that minimum. Doctors got 20, 30, 40 fighters to do, or especially amateur tournaments. I know fighters who fought with torn shoulders and everything. Alan Russell, when he fought Joey Legalized, I think it was the Sunshine State Games. No, it was the Pals. His shoulder was go watch that tape. He didn't throw not one right hand. He threw all left hands because his shoulder was messed up. So the doctor's coming and he does this. He's like, they have to tell you, he couldn't lift his arm. So as soon as he did this, okay, go ahead. So you lie about certain things. So it's got to be blatantly obvious, like a detached retina type of thing,
right?
For that doctor to be like, no, we ain't doing this, or this fighter's damn near blind, or whatever the case may be.
I need to ask Mike because Mike wears glasses, right? Mike
wears that.
I need to ask him how well he can see without his glasses.
You got fighters that I knew fighters that I could say now that are retired. That when they bitch start to go bad, one of them's legally blind right now, but he could still see. He can still see, but he's legally blind. Like, he basically put his arms on his trainer and trotted him to the ring. Like, crazy stuff. So you got fighters, man, who, man, it's a crazy game, man. Your vision sometimes. I know fighters, we had this conversation, they was telling me, yeah, I went and as soon as I turned pro, I got LASIK.
Do it, guys. Do that. It's worth it.
But you got to remember, whatever damage come now is over with because you ain't getting it again.
Right.
Once you get that damage, after you got LASIK, it's over. So, and there was another fighter who said, I thought about getting it, but I waited. I'm going to wait till after I retire because I don't know what wars I'm going to be. I don't know what one bad shot I'm going to take and then get it. So it's like a catch-22 almost.
I'm a support. I had it done when I was in the military. And when I tell you, like, the biggest blessing of my life beside my kids, like, it's crazy because when you get it done, your vision doesn't automatically come back right away. It takes a few days. So you're still blurry. And then out of nowhere, it just like
clicks.
Like you went to heaven. Just everything's bright. The new colors, see the road signs is perfectly crisp. Everything you see, your phone is crisp. It's like I was like, yo, this is my whole life. I couldn't see like this. And then when my vision finally clicked for me, I said, man, this is beautiful.
So real
like,
quick,
life is so much different.
See, because y'all don't understand. Off the air, he be on my ass. Like when I had my blood transfusion, I came in this mug.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, nah, I'm gonna make the show. It was a show that we did, y'all, that y'all don't know about, that I had to go get. I was in bad shape the show before, where our great producers made sure they turned the camera away. And I want to make sure I give them props for what they did for me. They turn the camera away. I'll be hurting. I get it together. They turn the camera back to me. I'll talk. And then I'll go back and, BINK hit me on the, you good? All right, cool, whatever. I'll take some mess, whatever. It turns out I was in bad shape. My hemoglobin, so I had to go get a blood transfusion. They say, you ain't got to come to the Wednesday show. I said, nah, I'm coming to that fucking show. And that come out, this man was saw me in the parking lot. He didn't want to say it, but I saw it and say, why is this bad my head, bro? And he just gave me a big hug. He said, you all right? I said, yeah, I'm okay. And all our producers gave me a big hug, and we in there did it. So now it's my motherfucking turn. So really, you played football at a high-ass level, and you ain't think to get a prescription visor or anything?
Nah, because my vision was bad when I was a kid, and I was in youth football. I can't tell how many times I was hitting, and my contacts would come out in practice. I'm like, hey, stop. I got to find my contact. I'm in the dirt in the mud, trying to find my contact, and I picked that joint up. Forgive me, y'all. This football is different. Pick my contact up.
It is what it is.
Put it in my mouth, and put that drink right back in.
Yep.
I used to have a box of contacts at every game, every practice, just because they would pop out so frequently.
God almighty.
But I had surgery. I had surgery in the military. I don't think I ever told y'all the story. So I went out of high school, I was recruited to go to college and play football. I tell all my kids the same story because I don't want them to take this route. It's the wrong route. But I didn't have the GPA to go play where I was recruited to go play. So I had to go to community college. At that time, I wasn't big on grades, didn't really give a damn about school. So I went to one semester community college. Basically just dropped out, so I'm not doing this. And then, so what am I going to do? So I said, shit, I'm going to join the military. I thought about it. Soon I thought about it, went right to the recruiter's office, joined the military. 1 year in, I met my boy, Matt Seacrest. We still best buddies to this day. And I was going up to the next floor to watch a Clemson game. He was up there watching his team, Oregon. And we got to talking about football. He's like, yeah, man, I've been in for 2 years. When I get out, I'm going back to school and playing football. I said, you can do that? He said, yeah. And you got your eligibility. You can go play. You still got it. I said, bet. I said, damn, I think I want to try doing that. He said, let's start training. We trained every day, 7 days a week for 2 years. Train. Me, Matt, my boy Q, we trained hard as hell to get back in shape, football shape, to go play ball. So when he got out a year before me. He went to Southwestern College. He went there. We had made a pact. We all gonna go together and play together. When I got out, we played together, me and him. Went all the way, championship, bowl game, did it all. So my vision was already corrected when I got to college. I went to college after the military. I took the long route. So I tell all my kids now, do it now. Don't wait. You in school now. Get your grades now while you can. Don't take the long route, because there was no guarantee I was going back to the football field. I got lucky.
You a lucky ass.
I got lucky. I got lucky to go back. I got lucky to go win a championship with my best friend.
Man, you a bad motherfucker, bro.
I got lucky, so just, I'm preaching right now, but take care of your schoolwork. School first, athleticism second, and then let your life go that way, because you don't want to take the long route, because it's not guaranteed. Do it while you can. You there, you might as well do it.
Good God. Man, but yeah,
I'm off my soapbox.
Man, but yeah, it's fighters who definitely have their eye issues.
Right.
They definitely have. So it's basically damn near, you got to be blatant. Okay, they catch, because when you have I learned in med school, like when I was in school, when we have that pen light, you see to the back of your eye. That's why we do it, to see like something. Okay, wait a minute, and that tells. So it's like you going, wait a minute, and then you can say, oh, okay, something's not right here, and it's so blatant that it's there to see. But you got fighters, man, that do that little. They do. I'm not gonna say the tricks, because I'm still a fighter at heart. I ain't gonna say the tricks, but there's certain tricks that fighters do that they pass certain tests, and they keep it moving. That's tough, amateur, man. And pro.
That's tough.
Straight up.
I mean, shit. I got even more respect to get into a sport like that, like this, boxing, and have terrible vision. When you get the Coke bottle glasses and when you take them off, you hit no joint. The thick joint you gotta hit like that.
Slim, like, look at me. Crazy. What is the first thing you like, man, that man was smooth. Like, you slip on with all this stuff people say, like telling you, like, man, that man slip punches real good, whatever. One dude went up to my father and said, man, your son got good vision. My father joking, no, he don't. Real joking, no, he don't.
So what you just feeling? You feeling it when you in there. You feeling, rolling, just.
And I wondered this about Fundora.
Right.
He always fights in close.
I was getting at that. That's what I was.
You noticed that shit? Yeah, you would think his range, I keep it out here and fight inside if I got to.
Right.
and of course, he does get a lot of leverage if he sees him come all the way up with his uppercut. But he ain't got no hook or right hand on the inside.
Right.
He got to literally let that uppercut land and hopefully you rock and then throw something else. So you got to think like with his vision, whatever. But basically with me, with the issues I had with my peripheral, when I got dropped, it was a hook.
Yeah.
I think I told you it was a sweeping wide. It was a wide hook.
You didn't even see that.
Yeah, I saw it. No, I saw it at the last. I
Right.
swear to God, like once it came, I didn't see it, and then once it came in, I did because I saw what I would do is watch your shoulder twitch. As soon as your shoulder twitch, I would either do this or I would and be gone.
Right.
And when he threw it, I'm throwing mine at the same time, and when he threw it, I literally brought my hand up to the right spot but wrong position. And it came this way instead of, and I'm literally right when it came, I said, "Oh shit!" Boom, and and then I was like, "Damn it! Oh shit! Damn it!"
To the best,
But
man.
you know, so I'm like, "Get up, come on, get up!"
Right.
But that you watch something. I just knew to watch me doing it for so long. I could watch your body movements. Like Tyson say, why am I watching his face? He ain't pretty and his face can't hurt me. I'm watching his chest and watching, like, one old timer gave me a big comment. He said, your son don't never bite on feints. And I was like, I never do because I watch it. Some guys, their feints are so only a few people ever maybe bite on a feint. And like when you feinting it, whether it's a foot, shoulder, or hand feint, you know, when you throwing it, it's that look. And if you sell it good enough and bringing it back, you can make that guy just enough. Oh, he blinking. Oh, what I always say, I got him blinking. Or I got him pulling. Oh, and then throw that. So it was like,
right. It's like
so,
instinctive. Like once you find your sweet spot, then you can move around.
Then I can pop, boom, do whatever I want, pull under.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just repetition over time, and then knowing what punch is my biggest issue and how to feint and go back this way to get away from the hook or roll under or catch it, whatever the case may be. But yeah,
no, I feel you. I feel on that.
It's not easy. So with Fundora, him coming in there, I wonder is it all a ploy? Because him and his sister, they really are like this. I wonder, like they really wear the glasses and the schoolboy, schoolgirl outfits and stuff with the slacks, and it's like, is this dude doing the tall Dexter's Laboratory look to see if he can get or the Man Dark look to see if he can get away? Because it sells.
Right.
Like this dude is the champ. Like,
I think that's really who he is, though. He just
that's really who he is.
That's
I think
his personality. That's just who he is.
Like.
Which is cool because he ain't out here trying to be something he's not. He's not trying to have that fighter like.
Yeah, like our dude Fest. Y'all can't say looking at Fest that ain't the perfect name for him. The professor, the way he fights, the way, and then he got his glasses and everything. Right. Did he ever tell you what he did his first pro fight? We in the back. I was wondering what he was gonna wear. I was like, yeah, what you gonna wear, baby? Man, he came out. He sold it so good. He sold the mug out. And yeah, everybody, Fest came out with a professor's white robe all the way down, like a real college professor's white coat all the way down to his ankles.
Oh, shit.
And came out on, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho. Like, and he came, bruh, me and Sly was like, you ready, baby? He said, yeah, I'm ready. And as it built up, he was like, class in session. Everybody started turning because we told them, don't announce that he's coming up. Just start making the noise and then play the music. Build. Yo, class in session. The teacher's here. Pay attention. We started looking at the just say that, man. He's sold. And then the way that he is, he is that. Like, he is that. So it's like guys like him, Fundora.
Right.
People say about me with the GOLDENBOY thing. Like, it's like, man, they are their persona.
No, for sure.
They are their persona. And with Fundora, the money that he's fighting legit dudes and beating them, bro.
Right.
I can't go against him no more. I can't. Like, he done set it up now to where it's like,
he tough to beat, man. Because like he said, he can't fight on the outside, but he like to fight on the inside. You don't expect him to be.
And he got pop.
And the pop. And it's thudding. He got thudding punches, man. So I think I never get a chance to say how I thought this fight would go. I've seen Ocampo. I don't know a lot about Ocampo, but I've seen him fight a few times, watching him versus Errol Spence. What I gathered is he's coming to fight. He's coming in. So I see this fight. I don't see a lot of backs on the ropes. This fight, middle of the ring. This fight. Ain't got no choice, and I feel like it's gonna be who's gonna outwork who's gonna have the more will this fight, who gonna last the longest in this fight, and I feel like Fundora gonna last. I mean, his last fight from Fundora, he got dropped, right? He got dropped.
And you saw his reaction when he got dropped.
Right.
He's like, damn it. Like, he knew like what I told you when I got dropped. Like, he knew he made a mistake.
He made a
he
mistake.
wasn't supposed to make.
Right, wasn't supposed to make it. And then he bounced back and turned that fight all the way around. So we know he tough. We know his chin is good. And we know he come to fight.
Takes a good body shot.
Takes a good body shot, too. I mean, he has to. Look how long he is. Them body shots is coming.
But to that point, you got to remember, I didn't know it was that big of a gift to be that tall until I realized other pros were telling me that's good how you tuck with body shots. Just like my father always told me, don't just sit there and put the earmuffs on, tuck with it, catch. Because as you tuck, you're going into leverage.
Right.
To whatever side.
Exactly.
And then you shoot, come up with it, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But some guys can't just, elbows up,
right,
and then open their glove up and go here.
Right.
And catch. Some
his
guys
arms
just
long
can't.
as his table, he could do that easily.
Hit you from across the ring like Tommy.
Right.
So it's like he has a gift to where not everybody has this gift where they got to put their hands up and they got to do this.
Right.
Like they kind of got their arms a little shorter.
That's a good assessment.
So he can be on the inside and have everything and still be good and throw his stuff. It's just if he gets caught in an opening, a normal counter opening. So and with that, if you're in the corner and you're looking at him, your first thought is, damn, he's skinnier than skinny. I'm going right to his body. All right, I'm gonna see if I could break this kid apart.
Good luck on. Good luck.
And everybody, I mean, y'all, I've known Erickson Lubin in the amateurs for a long time. I've had friends go down to camps with him. Dusty, God rest his soul, Quick, Dennis Galarza, the surgeon, all these guys that went down there, man, I'm telling you, these dudes can hit, man. These dudes got, y'all always hear us say with me, hey, this dude got popped, this dude got popped. Let me tell you something. As you move up the pro ranks and as you move up the amateur ranks, everybody can hit. Because you're going higher. You're fighting better and better guys. Everybody got some crack. Everybody. Whether it's surprising, whether it's a thudding, whether it's a shocking, whatever, different categories of it. As you go up, Chris Algieri said, who hit hard? He said, all of them hit hard. I'm fighting the top guys ever. Like, all of them can hit. So, yeah, I'm not just saying this about Hammer. I'm not just saying this about these guys. Like, these dudes were known to really, you seen Erickson Lubin knock dudes down playing, joking around, like trying to get the rounds in, put Bammers out.
That's why I said Fundora Chen, he proved that to me fighting Lubin like that. He proved that he really that.
Go watch the Jamonte Clark fight. Yeah. Jamonte Clark was putting some hurt on that boy, and he was still like nothing. And I mean, and also he in shape because when Erickson hit him, he was hurt. Like when he hit the ground, he was like, he knew his body wasn't there yet, but his head was a little woozy, but still clear enough to know where he's at, know what's going on. And he was like, dang it. And then he was kind of woozy. And that's when he said his sister was like, no, wait. And then he got up or whatever. But yeah, man, like I can't keep going against this guy. This guy keeps proving me wrong.
I think Fundora gonna stop him, to be honest.
I wouldn't be surprised. And maybe this is a night off for him.
Right.
Because you gotta think, look at this box rack. They just threw this kid out there. Right. Like, and then more money kept getting behind him because he was making believers out of people. And it's like, okay, now as we move this kid on, dang, he beating him. Oh, dang, he was in another war. He beat him. Okay. All right, well, now it's coming up to a head. Now he fighting Erickson Lubin. Yeah, I mean, wait a minute. Wait, what the hell? They stopped it. Oh, so it's kind of like, even though Erickson was not as off on the cards as people would think, but with fighters that are in back-to-back wars, for instance, one of our producers, Kenichi, he was in a tournament and he got, I want to say purposely headbutted, but he'll say honorably he got accidentally headbutted or thumb. And he had a mouse. And I was telling him about what I dealt with, don't worry about it, whatever, But when you have fights like that, like you want to rest your guy. Because what I always say, you don't get it back. So maybe this Ocampo fight is like his night off. Like I remember with Jared. Jared fought like 3 or 4. Danny Garcia. Them guys fought like Danny Garcia, Swift Jared. Them dudes fought like back wars. So then you get a thing where the promoter says, I'm gonna give you a night off. The guy record is 21-3, 21-4. Good record. Top right, fringe contender, like right there on the 20 to 15 range contender. You know, so but you know, it's basically because of the wars you done had, ain't nothing he could come with that's gonna make it a war because you done seen it already. So it's a night off. Quick money for you.
Should be.
Yeah, should be. Should be. Yeah, of course. You know, should be. But you get what I'm saying? Like, maybe this is what it is.
That's what I'm thinking, because I think he got a big fight coming up next after this. I know he been calling for Charlo.
Yeah, man. Shit, after all them wars, I better make some big money there, man. Right. I want Charlo. Shit, I ain't trying to
I don't see why not. I really don't see why not. In that division, I don't see why not. He's proven himself. So we'll see. Let's talk about our boy Mike, man, fighting Kavalauskas, the
big fast.
Right, the meme. I almost said the green machine, like I'm at Jamba Juice. The meme machine. The meme machine. The meme machine. Honestly, I feel like he might be over the hump. He over the hump. He's not what he used to be.
Oh, them
but still a tough, sturdy opponent for Mike. You know, Mike always been underestimated his career, ain't never been given a fair shake. Man, we talked about it last episode, so go back and rewatch it. You know, Mike ain't never really been given a fair shake, especially his last fight. Do you feel like people think he's overmatched here? Like this is a fight to try to erase him, or is this a fight to get him to come out?
They're trying to get rid of my boy. I said it. He probably won't like this that I'm saying this. You know, like, nah, Junior, it's okay, man. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go out there, do my thing. But nah, man,
I believe, Mike, we believe in you, bro. You gonna handle your business. You gonna come home with the W, bro. Hands down.
For Mike not to be fully demoralized after what he's gone through is, man, I tip my hat to that boy, man.
Heart of a champion, man. Heart of a champion.
Cause you know, you got fighters, man. Like I remember MMA legend Chael Sonnen, he said it wasn't necessary he was getting robbed, but basically he got to the tail end of his career and he had retired. So a few months go by, right? And his wife seen him on the couch. She thought he was sad. She said, "Baby, okay?" He said, "Babe, what, you sad? You want to fight again? Like, are we doing this?" He said, "Nah, babe, I'm retired." "You sure? Because you look sad." "Babe, I was retired 3 years ago. I just officially announced it 3 months ago." And you got guys, man, like Mike, who gone through what they gone through, and they could easily say, "All right, I'm just in it for the payday because I'm still young." You know, still, but this young done ruin me, type of thing. And for him not to be fully demoralized and still be like, "All right, I'm gonna go get this," is a big deal. Now, Mean Machine is a tough order. I feel like it's a setup. Like, why would you put this kid? Because now I'm starting to think they really want to shun him out, because if anything, he should have got another title shot. He should have got something of that ilk. But yet you're putting him in there with Mean Machine.
And they think they're gonna overmatch him, but they underestimate him again. He about to go in there and show y'all. Why he called the professor, yo. I'm telling you.
It's so messed up because Fest, Mean Machine can fight. We all know this. The Bud fight, everything, but he's been through a lot in the amateurs. It's one of those things where, you take the amateur stuff and you take the sparring. It's like, maybe he's been just a little beaten up now, getting to this point.
He slowed down a lot. After Bud,
that was a war.
He didn't slow down. Then Virgil, he didn't slow down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry. Keep going.
No. Because when you bounce points off each other.
Yeah.
And so that adds to my point. But yet and still, you have Mikey Fox. And they say the Mean Machine fighting tough, credible journeyman. Michael Fox.
They got me. Go ahead, bro.
I know, man. I know. And I know people gonna say we doing this because I grew up in the amateurs with them and I'm close to them. No. Real is real. Like, my father, his dad, we all have a serious relationship. So if you're gonna sit there and say that, how you gonna say that this man is a journeyman when he fought for a world title just like Mean Machine. He fought for a world title just like Mean Machine. Make it make sense.
Not giving him his credit when it's due, man. He's not getting that fair shake. Like Floyd was telling what's his name after the fight, you never gave my fair shake. This is like the same as bringing back that kind of emotion for me. Like, get this man his credit. Give Mike Fox the credit that he's due, man. He fought
does
for
he
world
even
title.
really have 3 losses, bro? Like, even go speak on that. Like, look at his record. Does he really even have 3 losses?
Yeah, for real. Razor thin. You know, I got Mike in this fight. I feel like Mike gonna use his experience, his boxing ability, his range, his size. Don't sleep on his power either. You know, we talked to guys that sparred with Mike, and I've heard nothing but good things, great things about his power, speed, his adjustments that he makes, his ring IQ, how smart he is in the ring, everything, man. How he'll make you think and capitalize on your mistakes. I heard it all. So, I mean, with Mean Machine being over the hump a little bit, in my opinion, slower, still a vicious, sturdy puncher, you know, still a puncher. He ain't called the Mean Machine for no reason, but I got Mike outclassing him and doing it classy in a classy way and making him look crazy in this fight and walking away on the scorecards with I don't know, unanimous, maybe a split, but I do, because you got to think they don't want him to win this fight.
Yeah.
So I can see him walking away with a split, but I would not be surprised with a UD either over Mean Machine.
I could see how I see the fight going is the first 4 or 5 rounds be pretty critical because Mean Machine's probably going to try to get Mike under control, try to see if he can cut his legs from him a little bit, you know, put some shots downstairs and maybe put him in some rough clinches and get some shots in. If the producer, if Miss K is over here and she's the referee and she's walking up and I'm in the clinch, I'm gonna hit on the thigh, hit him on the hip, on the opposite side, things of that nature. You know, where my hoodie at, bro? I thought you were supposed to bring it today because I had the cash for you, bro. Oh, the disrespect. Side notes. All right, back to the show. Anyways, oh man, oh my feelings. Oh God.
Hey, yo, yo, we been here giving headphones out to all the fighters. Yo, and I go to the website, bro.
Oh my God, the perfect comedic timing of it though.
He don't even talk that much, but he come out with some shit. That shit
That
was
was
funny.
too good. That was too good, man.
I'm over this like crying.
But y'all, everybody go get that Kenichi Bell hoodie on the website. You hear me? Hey, go get them daggone headphones on the website. See how I switched that to a plug?
No.
You see how I let that up into a plug? That was smooth, right? All right, cool.
Hell no,
but I think that he's gonna try to slow Mikey down. He's gonna try to slow Fez down. He has to establish that early.
Right.
But if Mike doesn't feel in a way threatened, it starts to get round by round easier and easier. But yes, I see it being an SD or MD for him. They're not gonna, because after everything we done seen throughout his career, it's like, all right, well, they ain't gonna give him a damn thing. He gonna get a SD, or even though he won by unanimous, he gonna get an SD or MD.
That's what I was getting.
Like, you know, it's really messed up, you know. So
even though it should be UD, they're not gonna give him that. Mike really gotta go out there and go get everything. He gotta go get it. And can't leave no doubt on the table. And I'm not saying that he can't do it. I'm just saying, just like you said, from his career and how it's unfolded over the years, how many times it's been taken from him, literally taken, like he earned it and it's been taken from him. He has to go out and without a doubt, shadow of a doubt, put it in everybody's mind, I'm the champion. I won this fight. So I almost want to say he got to go in there and damn near beat him up, punish him, and stop him to guarantee a victory the way they've been doing him, man. I mean, but that's, you know, Mike, you know what you got to do. Coach Fox know what he got to do. His brother know what they got to do. The team is out there. Y'all know what y'all got to do. We believe in y'all. I'm mad it's not televised. I want to watch the fight. But I'm sure we'll hear about it. Be getting updates about it. So
wait, what?
It's not on televised. It's on the undercard. It's not televised.
You lying right now.
I swear, bro. It's not televised.
You are fucking lying to me.
You ain't know that?
Serious? No, I did not know that.
It's not televised.
You are not. You serious?
Yes, that's why I'm kind of sick. Like the only reason why I was really watching this fight was to watch Mike, but it's not televised.
So all this time leading up to October, we were like, all right, you know, PBC probably channels, Fox Sports 1, or it's going to be on Channel 5 or whatever. Are you?
It ain't televised, man. That's what I saw.
Two top guys, decorated guys
on the undercard.
On the undercard, the prelim card.
Prelims, yeah. How ridiculous is that? He blown. Put the camera on, zoom in.
Yo, but not like you're dead ass. Like you know, cause now I'm not like, I know he just said, but you know, me and Bing, we be busting each other chops. So I'm like, that's why I kept looking to see if he was gonna laugh or whatever. But he's dead ass. Yeah. Yo, I wonder did they do that so they could pay them less money? Nah, fuck that. Camera on me. Let me cook. So you take a decorated European amateur, and you take a established pro, American pro, who has now even a bigger following because of the effed up crap that you did to him. And you and both of them are not no 5-0 guys. Hell, even with the Maestra they fight, it was he's 3-0. You know, and they put him in that fight because of his extensive background or whatever. They're starting to do that more. Where it's like, all right, these guys basically are pros already. They got damn near 200, 300 amateur fights. Yeah, we ain't trying to make them fight 17 pro fights. Let's go ahead and just get them a first pro fight. Like Lomachenko, all these different guys, they're trying to do that now. Right. You know, so, but you're not talking about just no 3-0 kid, 7-0 kid. These guys are past 10-0. These guys are past 15-0. These guys got 20 plus fights. These guys are top 15 guys, top 10 guys. And you put them.
I'm about to fact check it, but I'm pretty sure I saw they were on the non-televised preliminary card. But I'm about to fact check it right now just to make sure I'm not talking out my ass. But I'm damn near positive. That's what I heard on the last week on like the fight press conference when they introduced the non-televised card fighters. They were on there. But let me fact check that real quick.
Bro.
I know, bro. It's ridiculous. Again, never given the fair shake that he deserved.
Nah, y'all understand, man. Like, it's a reason why I look like this and why I'm really angry at him.
You don't deserve that. They should at least be, if not the co-main, like up there, somewhere around there.
This is the thing, man. It's this is how cruddy this game is, man. And it hurts a little more because when you in the gym with somebody or you grow up around the gyms and you see certain guys, you see their development, you see them willing to take certain pay cuts and jump through certain hoops and do this and that to get, oh yeah, I'll do this to get to the bigger payday. It's worth it. I believe in myself that much. When some guys, especially, and then you don't see that. You see it less and less as the years go by. Back in the day, guys didn't mind doing that. Oh, yeah, because the last person that really did it like that was Lamont. Go back on ESPN and fight for 10 grand and then go fight Amir Khan. You know, stuff like that. Like, oh, y'all trying to do me dirty? All right, cool. And even into the later his career, how he wasn't getting his fair shake. And it's just not fair. And it hurts because when you look at guys like the great Lamont Pearson, you look at the guys like the great Damon Nicholson, the great Michael Fox, it hurts when you see that. It's like you start to get scared that I'm going to wind up telling my nephews or telling the younger fighters all these great things about these guys. Because remember I told y'all my nephews think we're superheroes? You know, that I like, yeah, that's and as they get older and they learn more and more about boxing or whatever through me, because I got a feeling they're gonna be bugging me about it. And I tell them, and I speak of those guys, and I say I don't want that from Michael Foster, where, certain fighters that you could all look up, and Rich, the boxing historian on YouTube, has a lot of great shows, and he talks about those fighters like that. It's messed up. What up, Binko?
Fact check my stuff. They introduced it wrong. They were talking about the fight. They introduced it wrong because on this website where I'm looking at it right now, I'm on fightmag.com. You got the undercard, non-televised. There's 6 fights. There's Brandon Lynch, Justin Cardona, Elijah Garcia, can't pronounce that name, Stephen Pichardo, Sean Mondragon, and Jose Perez. On the non-televised, then you got the preliminary card is Gabriela Fundora, Edward Vasquez.
That's the sister, right?
That's the sister.
Yeah.
And then to top the preliminary card is Mean Machine versus Michael Fox in the 10-round fight. That tops the preliminary before we get to the main card. Fernando Martinez, Carlos Adames, and Sebastian Fundora as the main event. So he is here. He is on the televised, but it's still a prelim fight. So we should be able to watch him fight.
That don't sound like it to me, but okay.
I mean, the way they announced it,
it sounds like to me from right after him, that's when it gets televised. And it sounds like they're going to show his highlights.
That'll be crazy.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Right. But I guess we'll see. We'll see. He deserves to be up here on the main card, to be honest. Not on the prelims, but both of those guys, Mean Machine and Mike. So I guess we'll stay tuned and just tap in this weekend, tap into the fight. Whether it's televised or not, tap into the fight. Ain't nothing better than watching boxing on a Saturday evening. It is football season, though, so I'll be watching the college games, too. I got both my TVs on.
So, all right. Now I want to get to a topic real quick.
Go ahead.
It's two of them. First one is the Tank and Ryan thing. Yeah, I mentioned Tank and Ryan.
You telling me you brought up Tank and Ryan?
Yeah, I brought up. Shut up. Why you bringing up old shit?
Let me act like him.
Oh, my God.
Let me act like him.
Oh, my goodness.
Act like him, yo. You can't stand talk about Tank and Ryan.
I can't, dog. But, all right. So, everybody knows about the whole situation with Tank walking them down in the club, right?
Oh, yeah. Trying to take his chain.
And then Ryan, I don't think he tried to take his chain, honestly. I really don't. I think he basically tried to walk away and he grabbed him by the chain. Like, man, bring your little ass back here. I really think that's what happened.
Yo, I don't really think. Be
thugging. but don't get me wrong. If it would have popped, he would have been on Instagram like, yeah, I got his shit. Yeah. I really believe that. But so this whole thing about Tank being a free agent or whatever, they saying it's sprinkling up a little bit, I guess. And then this whole thing with him walking around and Ryan gonna sit there and dry snitch on this boy on his live.
Outrageous, man.
Bro, okay, everybody. Okay, look. I grew up around guys like Zab Judah. Flat, the bad guy Sparks. The Rockmon family.
Speaking, hold on real quick. Is he about to fight?
Yes, he is. Moving on.
Why, yo? I could have sworn I saw that pop up. He fighting what's the MMA guy?
Dude.
What's his
from Brazil, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Old as hell.
I forget his name.
Like Vitor Belfort?
I think it's Vitor Belfort. I think it is Vitor.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Save it for next week, bro. Save it for next week.
So and man, he really tapping his foot right now.
Because it flashed on Instagram, and I was so mad I just scrolled by it. I just scrolled by it. I'm like, why you do that to your career? Like, you still young. You still bounce back from your last loss.
Right. Now, I don't think it's that. I think it came from everything happening with the Jake Paul fight, and it's someone offering him this. And it's like, all right, stay busy, quick, easy money. It's a side mission. I get it. But real quick, I just want to make sure people understand something. Because it's funny that he mentioned that, and I'm going to make it all correlate with what I'm talking about with Tank being being a free agent. Ryan may be trying to get away from Oscar and do this, whatever, buy, even though I doubt he's going to buy out his contract. But let's keep it moving. Them two doing this, it'll make so much money. Yes, it will. You know, but people gotta understand, when you are a fighter and you're switching to do a promotion and you gotta make sure your team is set up. So that way, all you gotta do is, if you could handle the promotion, but you got people, like for instance,
Ryan and Tank, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you gotta understand, you know, for instance, what do I always say on this show? Yeah, I could bring up the facts and all this other stuff and great stories.
Shout out
and stuff.
Davey, the tax lady. She said she copping 2 hoodies on
the
site now.
She said
she need a promo
Thank
code.
me.
She need
Thank
a promo
me.
code.
We here. See how that worked out, my boy?
Yo, that's hilarious.
but it's people gotta understand, like, you want to try that at your team. Like, for instance, y'all always hear me in here say, yo, I could do that stuff, but it's certain things I'm not good at. Like, I wouldn't did all of this. BINK knows how to keep me going on here. He knows how to set up certain things. Everything that I'm not weak at, he does and picks up the slack for me. You know, and then on top of that, our producers do so much to make sure me and BINK ain't have to worry about stuff like that. So it all works together. So all I got to worry about is, that's the fight, that's the topic. Yep, I got it. And I walk through the door, do my thing. And when you're a fighter, at a certain point, all you really want to do to promote it is just get there, talk, go back and train. So everybody else is going to do, your team's going to do the other leg work. But you got to remember, you got to pay for a venue. You got to schedule the venue. That's why it's crazy, like looking at the Rockman thing with the Jake Paul thing. He's going into this fight. Same thing like with Jake Paul, man. Like, how he wanted to do it at MSG, bro. Mm-hmm. Quiet as it kept. Do y'all know how much it is to get at Madison Square Garden just for a night, not for a day, just to turn the lights on in that bitch? Do you know how much it costs? We're not even talking about the concession stands. We're not talking about the workers. Just to sit there and turn the lights on at MSG, at the Mecca of boxing, half a ticket. $500,000 just to turn the light switch on in that mug and get it cracking. We're not even talking about putting the ring up. We're not even talking about having the workers peel up the New York Knicks stuff off the hardwood and put it to the back, then bringing your people in. We're not talking about all that stuff. So all of that plays in the factor of, do I really want to start being a promoter? Do I have what Floyd has to pull it off to be a free agent and do this, that, and the third? Mm-hmm. That all comes into, having that right team or whatever. But, now with this whole thing with the chain, bruh, what did you expect? I kept telling people who could get to Ryan, hey, yo, tell him stop doing that. Because it's been guys that I done quietly in the cut done told, yo, stop antagonizing Tank, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that, because that little dude will come, because it's certain fighters, bro, and certain, BINK will joke around and say, nah, Junior the bodyguard or whatever, because of certain situations that he's heard I've been in, or certain situations I done solved. But I done had, he wanted to crack a reporter who wouldn't shut up. And I had to tell that reporter, no, he will pay the court fee. Matter of fact, you better hope that it is somewhere to be seen, because he's going to walk you down and get to you, man. Stop antagonizing that boy. So you got to think, Ryan.
Hold on, bro. Real quick.
Shoot.
So, look, we got a promo code, but it's for the headphones only. Promo code for the headphones only is SNC, Sierra, November, Charlie. You get 20% off right now. Oh, that's slip and counter. See, we was talking about the military, and I went straight to the phonetic alphabet.
I'm looking. Hold on, no. Did you see me over here do this?
Hey, yo, slip and counter. I went straight back.
No,
I went straight back to it.
No, man. Hey, man, you played football for a long time, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. All that.
Man, because I'm over here. Right when he started saying this, I'm like, that's
bro.
Slip and
I went straight to the phonetic alphabet. Hey, my bad. My fault. Promo code for the headphones only. SNC Slip Encounter, 20% off for the headphones only.
Talk about, look at producer. Our
Hey, he was
producer
blown
looking at
like
him.
shit.
No.
Hey.
No. Now y'all don't see
like
this.
He said,
Time out. Right when you started saying it again a second ago, his eyes got big and he looking at you like, say
don't
it right.
Fuck it up.
Please
don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up, bro. I really, as soon as I said the phonetic alphabet, he said like this. No, why he do this? Yo, we about to fire his ass.
Oh my God.
We about to fire his ass. Hey.
Oh man. Oh my goodness.
Yo, I've been real punchy lately, and I ain't, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I've been in some scraps. I've been in a few scraps, but I ain't, you know.
Damn,
bro. My bad, yo. My bad, team. My fault, team. My fault, team. That's on me. That's on me.
All right. Hey, boss, you good? Because you had this look like, right? The second time he started saying it, you had this look like, say, all right, come on, you can do this, bro.
You know, it's somebody like this nigga. Like, you know, somebody like this motherfucker. Why we, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. So, back to the Tank thing. I done told people, I done been in certain situations where it's a lot of stories I can't say on air about Tank, man. You know. So, just know the stuff he said about Rolly at the press conference, him and Coach, like, yo, you pushing it, basically, in so many words, telling him he was pushing it, is dead serious. Like, you know, like, man, if it really was that, you would be hurt right now.
No blue.
You know, so, but I kept telling people who knew Ryan, though, tell him to shut up, bro, because that he gonna catch him somewhere. Like, chill out with that. And this man, in the club, hoodie on, tight, covering his. Yes, like from what I was told, Tank was in there watching Ryan in the cut. Yes. And you know what? See, people don't understand what he was doing was, I want to see how long he's staying here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what is he drinking. I want to see if he's doing this and that and the third. I'm watching him. I remember I always talked about how past fight your teammates go watch and see to let you know, yeah, man, he ain't getting this proper. Yeah, he doing this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
That he like, and then all of a sudden, right when he walk up on him, yeah, man, no respect. What you expect for him to say? He ain't with that theatrics like you.
He not.
Like I kept telling people that, like, man, it's been situations that, you know, myself, you know, different people that I know that been in, like, that Golden Boy stuff all cool, or that, you know, Tank stuff all cool, but you pushing it past that, or you say something that's too, I'm gonna catch you away from these cameras and I'm gonna see if you had that same energy. Like, okay, so what was up with that? Because, you know, we could go right over here real quick. And Tank is that same type of person. Hell, he's worse than me. Like, he's worse.
I'm gonna tell y'all,
he's
bro.
Worse.
Like, a lot of my family from Baltimore City, and I done met people from all over, Houston, Dallas, New York, Miami, Florida, everywhere, man. And that Baltimore mentality, man, is different. Them dudes is really different upstairs. So when Tank get on that, I'm gonna see you, I'm gonna hurt you. Like, he not playing. Like, he really not playing. And you could tell, like, Tank, when he talking, he may have that draw, that Baltimore draw with the U's and the twos and everything, but don't think he's stupid. He's really cerebral up here. He really out, like you said.
Because of the people he grew up with.
He walked him down in the club. You think a dumb motherfucker he was calculated in that. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted, bro. Like, stop playing with Tank, yo. Stop playing with that, man.
All right.
I hope we get the fight, man. I hope we get the fight.
Now, scratch off that. Let's go to this next topic. I wanted to see what y'all say about it. Firstly, I did not like it when the Conor Ben and Eubank Jr. fight got made. Their dads were freaking legends. They're guys that I watched in England for so long. Those guys are just legends, man. Monsters, man. Chris Eubank used to come in there.
Didn't Eubank cut hella weight for that fight? Wasn't he fighting at 160?
Yeah, he's supposed to be doing a catch weight to fight Conor.
What's the catch weight at?
Let me double check.
Because Conor's fighting at 147, right?
Yes. And like me and Conor Bennett had some talks on Instagram way before this.
Yeah, I know he dropped a lot of weight.
The big fight was supposed to be him and Josh Kelly.
But the fight is done now, right?
Yes, it is done now. And that's what I wanted to discuss. So
Eddie Hearn tried to pull every card out of his pocket, boo.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get to.
Now, get the patent when the card get declined at the registry, get the patent in his pocket, look around, trying to find another solution.
Man,
Eddie Hearn, bro.
It's this my problem. Oh yeah, so the catch weight, they were gonna do it at 57 pounds. I was about to say 50. I was about to say 55. So I'm glad I didn't.
So
Ben
had to come up. Ben came up more than what
Ben's coming up.
What My man came down.
So I'm gonna double check real quick
Eubank.
and see while I'm gonna double check his exact weight real quick.
Real quick, shout out Sam Young in the chat, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining and tuning into the show, man.
Yes, it is. He is fighting at welter, but I think he started his career. He started his career at 40. I want to say, but basically, yes, we are. Yep, just to double check. Yeah. So like this, my thing. I didn't like the fight being made. I felt like it was a money grab. I felt like it was a tug on the heartstrings of the people in England because of the names. And my thing is, let's start from the very beginning. You make this fight, and honestly, Eubank, from what I've been told, is not taking this serious. He's training hard, but he's also eating a lot of stuff.
He was at the Salt Bay joint the other day, eating a big.
Walking with the KFC and stuff, them Brighton through the Brighton streets and stuff, and you know, Connor's in the gym every day working, and Connor, it's two different type of trash talks. Like Connor would say, you know, when I get in my heated seats on my Range Rover custom with the red and all this other stuff, after training my butt off, I deserve to, whatever. Eubank is a little different. It's like he's trying to sun him in a way with, oh yeah, this money, that money type of thing, whatever. And Eubank Sr. is going to play a factor in this as we talk about this. As everything was going on, all of a sudden you hear Senior say, I think the fight should be canceled. Everyone boycott the fight. My son's going to kill himself trying to make this weight. First, Senior didn't even want him taking the fight out of respect for Nigel, the father, you know, and everything that they went through. And then you continue on and you let this fight go on. And then all of a sudden you hear Eubank Sr. again saying that, no, the weight should be changed and all this other stuff. This should be canceled, blah, 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 blah. So yet and still now, as things keep on progressing, now Connor pops dirty. Now, if Connor is on something, you foul for that. Now, you know, fighters, they never gonna take responsibility. They're gonna say it was something they stepped on, they touched, they drank, whatever. They didn't know. And all right, cool with that. But hell, he's never popped dirty before and all this other stuff about not wanting the fight to happen and the fight still going on. You wonder if somebody got close to him and did a little and walked away type of thing. You know, you got to think about those things too, you know, with the magnitude of the fight and everything that's been going on. But if Connor is legitimately doing something foul, he wrong for that, and these fighters should be reprimanded way worse than what they getting reprimanded. Now let's go to Eddie Hearn. Your man popped dirty. And you still lobby for the fight to continue.
Pulled out every credit card.
Every connect, every phone call, everything he could do to the BBBOC, he tried to do. He tried his best. And it's like, all right, I get it. It's a lot of money on the line. I get it. But for real, to hell with Conor Benn and Eubank, I'm worried about them fighters on the undercard. Because everything that they work for is gone now because of this fuckery. It's not even their fault. And you sitting there trying, I get this money on the line and all this other stuff. But you really gonna sit there and act like your fighter, and we've been hearing this for years, for decades, back when Ricky Hatton came over. And it was like, man, you know, I've heard stuff for you about, man, I'm one of those fighters. You heard it with Anthony Joshua. People feeling like when he fought in America, he was a different fighter. Ricky Hatton, when he fought over here, he was a different fighter. But when they fight over there, they on point a little better. They throw more points, all this other stuff.
It's like being a home team in your home stadium.
You know, some people feeling like
your home refs. You got the refs.
Yeah, some people feeling like, man, for decades,
home field advantage.
not just that, but that they feeling like, you know, is there something else going on behind the scenes for them fighters?
Right.
When you go over there, when you fight, because whenever they come over here, they not the same.
Mm-hmm.
And even some of their own fighters done said, yeah, that particular fighter looked like crap because of he ain't have this, that, and the third when he went over there.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. That's true. That's true.
That is shameful.
It's shameful. Man, I feel like this fight, why are these guys fighting? Conor Ben just destroyed Chris Algieri. I think he just punished his last opponent.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many other fights. He's, in my opinion, he like top 6 at welterweight right now. Put him
I
in
can
top
see that.
6.
Top 8, top 6.
So
like, yeah, I can see that.
It's so many other fights for him. Why he jumping and go make this exit? It's not an exhibition, but it almost has that glorification to it, like that aura around, like it's an exhibition. Because this fight ain't got no business to happen. You coming down with 2 weight divisions to make this fight? In between 2 weight divisions, like, wow, we don't need this fight. This is for the UK fans. This is to bring back what happened years ago with their fathers. Man, we don't really care to see this. At least over here across on this side of the pond. I'd rather see Conor Ben getting there and send them dogs at 147. Keep climbing, make it happen. And then now this has happened with, you know, the PEDs. Does that tarnish him now? Does he have like a stain, like a fingerprint on his resume that says this guy's, you know, he's known to pop, known to do this and this. We don't want to take a chance to fight this guy now because he's caught up in all this controversy. What does that do for him with these big fights that he was on the verge of getting now at 147? Going to get those belts that actually matter in his division. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's let me see, you know.
Get me tight.
Yeah, man. I mean, this thing about, for instance, let's start.
I hate the side shows in boxing. There's too much side shit going on. It's too much side. No, F it. It's too much side shit going on. All these side shows and spectacles of the sport. Do what you're supposed to be doing, man. This is what the true boxing fans, we gonna support you. Go do what the hell you're supposed to do. That's what we want to see, man.
You're right. But slightly to, you're absolutely right. Don't think what I'm about to say you're wrong. You're absolutely right. But you got to also remember, Conor's been trying to get fights with everybody, and he still hasn't had the trouble too.
He kind of like Prograis right now at 147.
And
in the same boat.
Exactly.
The same boat.
So it's kind of like, all right, well, who did he call out? He called out Twin. Mm-hmm. Then he called out somebody else. But basically, he was going down the list.
Right.
Trying to get fights.
Right.
But he was a little more quiet when it was Boots. But you know, cause he would
I think that's a good fight though.
Yeah, cause you know he would keep coming. He would push, try to push. He would try to push Boots and try to get inside. But he's gonna pay a price. He's gonna pay a price every time he tries to get inside. He's gonna pay a price.
Indeed.
A steep, that could be a steep toll, and you know how Boots throws that overhand, how he cranks it, that could really be detrimental to Conor as he's trying to pull inside. And like,
tell me if I'm wrong, but do you think Conor might be just a little bit, I'm not going to say faster, but twitchy, like in that short range?
Yeah.
He's more twitchy than Boots, more explosive. So maybe his punches may get there a little faster and maybe pose a problem. Really good feet. I feel like that's man, I ain't going to say I'm 100% taking Ben over Boots if they ever fought. I think it's real interesting. I think I sit back and really watch that fight critically and just try to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you know, but that's really break down these PEDs with fighters, man. I remember being a kid and people talking about the PEDs in boxing and people laughing. Mm-hmm. Like, man, fighters taking PEDs, please. These are little guys. Man. Why would they take PEDs? And they'll make them bigger.
Coleman. They think Ronnie Coleman. They don't understand what PEDs really are, what they do.
And how they heal injuries, and all these different things.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Performance. It's not
muscle.
Thighs.
It's not all that.
Yeah.
So, then the Shane Mosley thing happened. Mm-hmm. And then it made people wonder, was that why he threw so many punches in the first Oscar fight? Mm-hmm. Is that why he was in such top shape going into the first Oscar fight and was willing to... He looked like he could have went 15 when he fought Oscar. Even though it wasn't Shane, it was his, I think it was, I have to go back and look, but I think basically they're saying it was his dad. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, my dad like, man, you a grown man. You know, you don't care. And I'm like, Dad, no. Cause guess what? At the time, I said, Dad, I'm 32 now. You still my coach. You still tell me, hey man, dude, Did you do my sledgehammer to the tire yet? Yes, sir. If you tell me, Silk, did you take your medicine? Yes, sir. Hey man, make sure you take your medicine. Yes, sir. You gonna still do what your father. It ain't like he trying to punk you or something. It ain't like he trying. It's no. It's just not. So of course he gonna. All right, yes. Oh, you want? Oh, yes, sir. I'll drink it. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. But in that, unfortunately, he's the collateral damage of that. And then Vargas, when he fought Oscar, the second fight. I mean, not second fight. I'm sorry. The first, when him and Oscar fought, they were at the weigh-in, and as they were getting ready to get on the scale, everybody was like looking at Fernando like, holy ish. Like they couldn't believe how much bigger Fernando had gotten, how ripped up he had been. The first thing they were looking at was his traps. The next thing, and I hate to do this, but let's just keep it all the way funky. Evander Holyfield. Holyfield was coming from the Olympics, and you always looked at him as going to be a career junior heavy, because back then it wasn't cruiserweight, it was light heavyweight, junior heavyweight, and heavyweight or whatever, So, and all of a sudden he just Michael Moore went up to heavyweight. You could see the difference from his body. He looked a little more like a fat boy, but he was still ripped up, but he looked like a fat boy a little more. James Toney, they looked more like fat boy, but when Evander went up and got up to, he went to like 205, and then he went to 211, and he went to 215, 217, and he got to like 222, something like that. Like as the progression went on, but as you started to see his hair leave, and I'm like, Dad, I never forget when he fought Bo this first or second time, and I remember being a little kid saying, Dad, Holyfield looks tired. He said, yeah, he's a little tired. I said, he's an old man. Because of his haircut. Because remember when Evander had hair on the sides and hair on the top? He said,
I remember that joint like it was yesterday.
Bruh, my dad said, he not old. That man 20-something years old. I said, but I thought only old men have their hair like that. Because I'm a kid, and my grandfather has that hair, so I'm thinking he's an old man fighting.
My boy lost his hair like that when he was 13 years old. His head turned into the little cul-de-sac joint. 13.
And so
treacherous.
And sometimes it be a medical condition, sometimes it be a birthmark, sometimes it be different things.
Super early.
But I'm like, yo, why is he's old man? That said no. And then as I got older, and his name was Evan. Go look it up. His name was Evans Field. No, Evan Fields. In the book, when they went into Balco, and they found this booklet with everybody's names and their regiments and their phone numbers, they called Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield. They looking in the book and they see Evan Fields. And one of the guys who watched boxing said, Evan Fields, athlete. Because basically how they had it in there was, like if it was my name, Don Hollingsworth Jr., it would have said, they would redo it and say Donald Holly. They would do it like that. So this particular agent look and say, is that? Because one of the guys from your sport was on it. Bill Romanowski was in the book and all that other stuff. So they look and they go, I think they had his name William Roman or something. And they was like, I think that's Evander Holyfield, man. If you pull that squeaky chair one more again. God damn, bro.
Focus, bro. Focus.
Yo, y'all going, I know if I hear it, y'all hear it on there. God damn.
I got severe like twitch. Like,
Slim.
I can't help it, bro.
The teacher, like, I want to be the teacher. Get out of my class, BINK. Go stand in the corner for 15 minutes.
My
like, you rock that
daddy's
chair.
getting so mad. Sit still. Sit the fuck still.
Like, I am sitting still. I'm just rocking the chair. I'm not moving. Like,
When I'm thinking, my mind is going.
My thing is, I don't give a shit. That's why I be moving in my chair. I don't know if I just ain't got the squeaky chair.
I got the squeaky chair. I need to put some WD-40 on this joint.
Nah, we gonna switch chairs, goddammit. But he gonna say that he couldn't just do this. This motherfucker.
Gotta lean back, boy.
Like, God dang. But they go, Evansfield. Okay. All right, let's call it. Vander Holyfield pick up, and all of the agents around there were shocked because they knew it was his voice.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, hello? Hi, Mr. Fields. We're here with the bout code, such and such. He said, no, I think he called and he said, Evander?
Mm-hmm.
And the dude said, yes, we're from bout code. Click. He was not playing, man.
Bill collector's call.
Man, he was like, oh, let me hang up. You know, so, with that, a lot of people feel like he took it to get up to heavyweight and stayed on it. And people really feel like before the Tyson fight, if you look at the fight before he fought Tyson, he fought the great matinee idol, Bobby Chase, who was a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Man, but he was past his prime, a little older. And he looked sloppy. He looked very sloppy. He looked old. This is like right when he got out the hospital and stuff. And it just looked really bad. And then they signed to fight Tyson. And he gets in there with Tyson and looks like he is on point.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot, and from what I was told, Tyson till this day never asked him, were you on PEDs that fight? But for what I've been
back
told,
in that day and age, everybody was.
Yeah, you know, even Tommy
Everybody
Morrison.
in every sport.
Tommy Morrison.
Yeah.
Tommy Morrison when he fought Ray Mercer. Ray Mercer in his camp, when Tommy took his shirt off to get on the scale, they saw the pimples on his back and they were like, oh, okay. So they told Ray. Ray said, I ain't never been hit that hard. He was the hardest I ever been hit in boxing was Tommy Morrison. Because Tommy Morrison naturally could crack. Mm-hmm. But they basically told him, you're going to have to weather the storm the first 3 rounds. And then after that, because Tommy's was his first big fight. So his anxiety is up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to jump on this veteran and get him under control. And next thing you know, he's not going anywhere. And he got out of gas. He kind of buzzed Ray Mercer, but Ray Mercer didn't go nowhere. Now he's getting tired. Mm-hmm. Now he's making mistakes. Ray Mercer, being what his name is, jumped on him. And what happened. And he was exhausted. So now going back to the first Tyson fight, from what I've been told, and I think it was in another documentary, I forget what documentary it was I watched, but people from Tyson's camp said that when Evander took his shirt off, that Tyson did this. Just that little subtle thing. He just looked.
Body language speak way louder than words. You ain't gotta say
what?
nothing. Body language tells everything.
And what bothered Mike was this, his chest. Mm-hmm. Because they say when you get bigger chest, it's still connected. But when you are on steroids and you get a bigger chest, it starts to split a little bit. You start to see the diaphragm a little more in the middle. Mm-hmm. And that was the telltale sign. That was the thing. And he went in there and he looked like he wasn't even tired at all. He looked like he was on just whatever got changed up for his regiment, got changed for the better. And it was the right thing. So as we move forward, you see a lot of those fighters, Fernando, Evander Holyfield, Fernando Vargas, Shane Mosley, when they wasn't on it as much anymore, did you realize how much less punches they started throwing, how much tired they started to get later in their career? And now you move forward as things progress and you have certain other performance enhancers that are in there, you know, that you saw Canelo get power out. B-Rock explained that in the previous episode. You have different ones. Now you have the whole thing that was going on with the meat in Mexico. The meat in Mexico, that was real. That really was going on. But you got somebody like Canelo who's had camps in Miami. He had a camp in San Diego. He had a camp in forget where else. But basically, you have enough money to where you can go to different places to have your camp. So if you could do that, you can have your meat shipped in from somewhere else if that's the case, just to make sure that you're on point. Mm-hmm. And when you have these type of drugs in these fighters, and it's a story about Canelo that a certain fighter told me, if I was to tell that story on here, I might tell it. But let me get to this point about the drugs. When you doing it, you're not necessarily doing it to build up strength. But boxing is all about the lungs. That's what you're mainly worried about. So you're doing it to stay stronger in the later rounds. God, look at Arturo Gotti. Gotti never was on anything And when he was in the later rounds, he was just always still naturally strong. In any round, he still was strong enough to knock you out.
Right.
And you want to be able to stay strong in the later rounds, because once you get tired, that's when you make more mental mistakes. That's why, you try to make sure you make less mistakes as you get tired and get better at that. So that's what the biggest thing you're worried about with PDs and out there. But on top of that, if that fighter is stronger and you're getting, more brain damage comes when these fighters are exhausted. And they biting down on the mouthpiece and they answering that bell. And if you're already tired, not getting enough oxygen to the brain, and you cut weight, as you're going up there and those shots landing, you're putting these guys more and more at risk for damage that sticks with them for the rest of their life, or worse. Because all it takes is one shot in this game. One shot. You are done for life.
You're definitely right, man. You're definitely right. Hey, we're gonna come back to this topic, because there's a few things I want to say about the PEDs too that a lot of y'all might not know, or you may know, but we're gonna get it out there so everybody knows. But we're gonna take this quick break. We're gonna check out El Paso, Route 1 in Alexandria. Take a quick break. Check them out right now.
Yes, indeed.
Yo, welcome back, guys. That was El Paso, Route 1 in Alexandria. Make sure y'all check them out. Can't wait to have them come through the show and do this food drop. But real quick, I want you guys to check out this piece of artwork right here. Let's give a quick shout out, a huge shout out to Damari Phillips. He's a boxer / artist, as you guys can see. Go check out his page and pick up some of the original prints and artwork from this young guy at noslip.art. Now, I'm going to get this right for my team. I'm not going to use the phonetic alphabet. It's no slip, NOSLIHP.art. It's Damari Phillips. Go check him out. This is a fantastic piece, man. I'm pretty artistic, but that's pretty good right there, man. I like it. So check him out at noslips.art. So let's get back on these pads, though. Let's get back on these pads.
Break it down, bro.
I feel like back in that day and age, everybody was on the page. I don't know if you've been listening, if you follow baseball like that, but Aaron Judge just broke the home run record.
And they feel like he has the real record because of
what happened with Barry Bonds
and Mark and Sosa.
And Mark and Sammy Sosa and everybody. There's actually a documentary where Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire was talking about that. And it was like, man, everybody was doing it. We're just the ones that got caught. So was the playing field back then, it was really even. Everybody was doing it. They just excelled at it. And Peds, don't get it confused with bodybuilding, what bodybuilders are doing. They're using that stuff to build strength. And it's different things that they're using to build that kind of muscle. These guys are using, like he said and elaborated on, they use the Peds for recovery. So baseball players, boxers, probably Tiger Woods. I wouldn't be surprised Tiger Woods, all those injuries, swinging that club over and over and over again just to help out with the shoulders and the hips and everything. Performance enhancing, to help out your performance. Heal injuries, let you last longer, play longer. That's what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, the playing field was even. Not that it makes it right, but how do you feel? Who's the home run champion, Barry Bonds or Aaron Judge? Barry Bonds, man. Barry Bonds, because I guarantee you if Aaron was on the same stuff Barry Bonds was, he still wouldn't have broke the record. Barry Bonds was special, man.
Remember what Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Mad Dog, just said it on First Take yesterday. He was like, Mark McGwire called Miss Roger Maris's wife, crying, saying sorry for breaking the record. Because he felt like he was bought. The son admitted this. You know, saying that he called crying about breaking the record because of him doing it the way he did it, and knowing that back then Roger did it the right way, I guess. With Barry, and I'm gonna tell some story. I'm gonna tell a big story after this. Barry, can you imagine how he felt? Him and Ken Griffey Jr., two bad dudes. And you know, Ken Griffey used to knock him out the park as well.
Hell yeah.
With a small bat.
Hell yeah.
And,
Ken was my dude. Back when I used to
man,
watch him play
what?
baseball, Ken, I wanted to be like Ken.
I had his video games and
I wanted to
everything.
be like Ken, yo.
He was so cool. I always wore Ewings, like my Ewings right now.
You gotta stay with them Ewings on,
Man,
bro.
what? Those was my favorite shoes, comfortable shoes growing up. And I said, when I get older, even though my father bought me every shoe I wanted, I loved my Ewings more than I love my Jordans. And my Ken Griffey's and my Iversons more. So I would say, when I get older, I'm gonna get all the Ken Griffey shoes. I love Ken Griffey. But can you imagine if you Ken Griffey and you Barry Bonds, you them, and you looking at these Bammers, and these Bammers not even as good as you. They good, and they in the major leagues for a reason. They not on your level.
Matter of fact, I passed over one Alexandria in the chat right now and just said, big baseball fan here. The steroid era was honestly one of the best in the history of baseball. Anyone that has played baseball knows how hard it is to hit jacks. And that's a fact. Steroids are not, bro. Steroids are not.
It is no joke. My mom's side of the family were really good at baseball, played at a high level in baseball. A few of them made it to the majors and things like that, and made it to the top minors and stuff like that. But people gotta understand, man. It's you Barry and you Ken. You like, man, these dudes they can't hold my jockstrap, but they getting all this play, and everybody knows. But it's cool, and every network is running it. Every network is running it, you know, because of it. So everybody is like, oh, well, it's bringing everybody back because of the home runs. So we let it slide. And with boxing and PEDs, you gotta understand, you're trying to make this guy be able to throw more punches late. And stay stronger late if he has to. So whatever is missing.
And also to train harder. Because just because you on pads, it doesn't give you an advantage. You can be on pads and not work as hard as the guy next to you, and that guy still outwork you in the ring. When you on that stuff, you have to work. Your work got to be crazy. So don't think these guys is taking stuff and it's giving them an advantage. They're taking it so they can work harder and get more out of themselves. Not that I'm condoning it, but I feel like a lot of people don't exactly know what they're used for. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
I mean,
I keep squeezing this damn chair. I can't help it, bro. I be leaning back like I said something.
Man, I'm just messing with you. You good.
I be feeling myself, bro.
I'm just messing with you. You know you straight. So, I'm not gonna say this particular person, but this particular person knew I had sickle cell, and they knew like I could maybe possibly be good enough to go to Colorado, like make the team or whatever. And as you know, with sickle cell, it has everything to do with hemoglobin, and they were like, well, I can imagine if they put you on the right stuff, it's just going to put your hemoglobin. If you're doing what you're doing now with an 8-point hemoglobin or a 9-point hemoglobin, if we give you what you're not going to pop dirty because your hemoglobin is going to be where a normal person's is.
Yeah.
And I said no. I just couldn't. I've never told this story before. I don't even think I told you. You know, I can't. I say this all the time on here. The Blue Chip movie. You take the purest thing in your life and you corrupted it. And you know how I feel about hard work and my uncle and stuff like that. I couldn't shame them like that. You know, so I refused, and that's the end of the story. But you started to learn little things. Like, man, yeah, you know, such and such and such. Or you know, such and such and such. Or you know, this is going on, that's going on. What? Yeah, man. Guys talk. Then I got a call about a Canelo fight. This is before he popped dirty. And man, when I tell you, I got told that he was getting ready to fight Cinnamon, and when they fought, they didn't want. He said he wanted I think he said he wanted USADA, and they said no. I think they picked Vada or something like that. And he said no. I wanted USADA or whatever one. And he said nah, we couldn't get them here in time. So no. And he said, that's bull. All right, so they leave the press conference. He called them. They were there the next morning. Mm-hmm. So right when they done fighting, they get out the ring. He goes to the back, and he still got his trunk. Only thing he ain't got on is his hand wraps. And they took his blood, and he looking and says, make sure that MF do his blood test. Make sure he do his blood test. So he like, if he's getting his blood drawn, he's like right here, but the door is right here. So all of a sudden he look and he see Cinnamon going down the hallway with Richard Schaefer and Oscar and all of them with the Vada people with the tubes and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they said his arm was messed up and he had to go to the hospital. Mm-hmm. And they never knew what it was. And people, different fighters have told me this. Different fighters said, yeah, man, I feel like they felt like he was on something. They felt like, you know, oh man, look at his big ass head. Like, look how big his head done got. Look how big it this and that and the story. Then that picture came out a couple fights later. That black and white picture where he was walking and how wide he was. It was a black and white picture where he was on his ranch. Mm-hmm. And people was like, look how much bigger he got, whatever. And then right after that, he popped for the albuterol.
Some of the jokers be on growth too.
And you know, yeah, man. So a lot of guys feel like that, you know. And now when you're dealing with combat sports, and you're stronger and you're punching harder now, and on top of that, you're not only punching harder, but you're staying stronger in the later rounds. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys be nervous about that, like navigating their own landmine and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Perfect example to close it out is the whole thing with Floyd and Pacquiao. He wasn't necessarily scared of Pacquiao. I don't believe that. I believe that he was weary of him, though. That it was like, wait, because he said this. He said, look, I always think about Sweet Pea when I move up and wait and fight certain guys. But I'm not walking through Bamas. Yeah, I had hand issues, but I ain't stopping this dude knocking out Miguel Cotto. And look at Paulie Malinage's interview when he said, you know, man, you know why Cotto, when he went to go train with Freddie Roach, he said, I want to, you know, it's how first it used to be upstairs. Mm-hmm. And it still is upstairs, but that's the public one. And Cotto was the one who kind of started that with training downstairs, I think. Mm-hmm. In the bed, I think they built that kind of for him. Right. Because he didn't want to be around Pacquiao. Right. And he was like, he said, it's not because Pacquiao, Paulie Malignaggi said, he said, it's not because Pacquiao kicked his ass, quote unquote. He says, because he felt like the dude was dirty. And on top of that, Miguel came in at a catch weight and was weaker. So that made the shots even worse. Mm-hmm. You know, but a lot of guys felt like that with Pacquiao. And the crazy part is, with Pacquiao and the blood draw thing, he used, if you want to say used, or it was the truth, but it really is true. In that culture, the men are really, they don't like getting their blood drawn because it feels like it makes them weaker. Mm-hmm. I've had my blood drawn. One time I had 21 tubes taken from me at one time, and I felt a little weaker or whatever. But you talking about 1 or 2 tubes. But for them, it's like, oh, nah, you know, they feel weak and things like that. So that was his thing to make Floyd be like, nah, I don't want to get the blood drawn or whatever. Mm-hmm. And even going into the 4th Marquez fight, look at who Marquez had in his camp. Go look up. I'm not going to say the name, but look up the guy who he had in his strength and conditioning guy in that 4th fight. That dude and his father are known to be like, they from Mexico. They kind of known to do things a little bit on the edge. They had top track athletes and everything. And he looked at the camera and said, y'all could do blood testing. You could take a piece of Marquez's hair. You could go ahead and do excrement testing, urine testing, anything you want going into this fight. And from what I was told, we all know how big Juan Ma looked when he got on that scale. Huge he looked. And people saw pimples or whatever on his body. Then when he fought Tim Bradley right after that, he was not nowhere near on that same level of production. And people was like, so Marquez, quiet as is kept, people was like, Marquez was like, okay, you little MF. You was on this, that, and the third, the first 2-3 fights. And I really beat you the 3rd fight. Without a doubt, I beat you the 3rd fight. The 1st fight you could toss in the air, 2nd fight you could toss in, even though I felt like I won. But the 3rd one, I really beat you and they gave it to you.
I might go back and watch all them joints this weekend. Because those are some classics. All 4 was classics.
With not just brute strength, but with skill too. You know, especially with Marquez.
If you like boxing and you ain't seen all 4 of those fights,
you tripping.
You need to go watch them joints. It's in your spare time. Marquez versus Pacquiao, all 4. Just watch them, bro. Them joints was torch.
Man, so basically, they was like, Okay, MF. We gonna find out now, because now it's an even playing field. Ain't that crazy? Now we on an even playing field now. Now let's see who the better fighter. And what happened?
The way that right hand detonated off his chin.
Forget about that right hand.
Bruh, the whole fight, he was landing it.
But he dropped him for the first time, remember?
Yeah, he dropped him. Yeah, it was his first, second, third round.
Off his feet. Wasn't no just, oh, boom, stumble. No, it was
put him down.
Boom, and timber from his feet. Never happened.
I'm talking about the recoil you saw in the back of his neck,
yes,
down his spine. That joint was crazy.
It made his nerve system react, and his knee jumped up. You saw his leg jump?
Mm-hmm.
When that leg jumped up, I was like, oh, once again, hard work. Oh, he out. So before he hit the canvas, when the shot landed and Dad saw that leg go up, and that Bama smacked that canvas.
That might be one of the most vicious joints.
Vicious, because even his wife was scared to death, because he wasn't moving.
Like yeah.
He wasn't moving.
Bruh, real quick before we end the show, bro. I was stationed out in San Diego during that fight. Mind you, San Diego, a lot of Filipinos. A lot of my friends was Filipinos. I love my boy Brian house, Filipino household, right? We watching this fight. They're like, no, Pacquiao about to knock Marquez out. This is this. It's me, my boy James, he black, and then everybody else is Filipino in that joint. Man, when he got hit with that right hand, blue, and that joint,
everybody went quiet.
You heard a rat pissing on ice in there. But then the tears.
Yes.
When he was stuck and it wasn't moved, the tears. You know, Filipinos big. You know, they support their people.
Yep.
Big tears. I was like, I wanted to be like, oh, yo. But the way everybody was like boomed in the tears, it's like somebody died. Like they lost a family member at that time, bro. That was crazy.
And the thing is, bro, is like, it's another clip of this family laughing. Because remember, he had Marquez hurt before he got caught.
Right.
Because remember, he hit Marquez and Marquez's leg went stiff and he was dragging it.
Right. Then
and they were laughing. They were laughing. It's this clip all on YouTube where they were laughing at Marquez, pointing at Marquez. Yeah, got you. And then, and every time, and the crazy part, it happened right when the bell rung.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, if he would have stayed up for an extra second, the fight would have went to the corner. And it's like,
even then, he would have slept through the break between the fight. He wouldn't have been out for the next round. They'd had to wave that joint. He was out for a while. Cold, bro. That joint was crazy, man. Historical moment in boxing. I'll never forget it. I will never forget where I was, what I had on, what I was drinking that night, the people I was with. That joint, I'll never forget it, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, PEDs is it's crazy, man. Right. You know, it's a big deal, especially with fighting, because you're already looking at guys already ripped up. So you're not thinking it's the biggest mask type of thing.
We can definitely talk about this forever and ever and ever and ever. You know, I'm not really super against it. Just like, you know, being an athlete and then being around athletes of different sports, baseball players, basketball, golfers, a lot of these guys is using
especially
PEDs.
to heal. Some of them just using it to heal injuries.
Just to heal injuries, man. Just to heal injuries. But we got El Paso Route 1 Alexandria in the chat again. He said, Barry Bonds is the home run king. No doubt whatsoever. Think about it like this. Hitters were on steroids, but them pitchers were too. Imagine that heat coming at you. Don't blink. That's a fact. The playing fields was here. It wasn't like Barry Bonds and everybody was here. It was level, just everybody getting caught. Barry Bonds took the hit for it. Mark took the hit for it. Sammy took the hit for it. But yeah, man. I think we had a great episode today.
Hell yeah, man. I don't even want to leave, dog.
I know, man. But my son got a football game tomorrow early in the morning. I got to get there earlier, 6 o'clock, set up the field, put down the yard markers, and get ready for a whole day, whole evening of football. But you know, that's what I signed up for, is for the kids. The kids love it, so we're going to get it done, man. Thank you guys for tuning into the show today. Thank you guys for tapping in to the chat. Thank you guys for ordering headphones, and make sure you guys go to the website and get those hoodies from Kenichi Bed. Make sure you guys check out Slip Encounter, SNC, Slip Encounter, Slip Encounter, man, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and continue to show love to us, man. We love you guys, and we will be back with you guys next week.
I was born for this. Always know I was the one, didn't know when my time was gonna come. I was born for this. Gotta be the voice for the youth, won't stop.
And I can keep this, I can keep the bass on, right? And I can stay on even when I'm on the game. Oh, that.
You set me on a second.
Let's take this overboard now.
Are you still using these to play games? Or these to listen to music? What if I told you these are gaming headphones? And you can use these to listen to music. So get rid of these two. And get the new HYBERNATION 5s by Kenichi. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter. Color RGB and extreme bass mode.
The HYBERNATION 5s are just to you.
I was born for this. Always knew I was the one, didn't know when my time was gonna come. I was born for this. Gotta be the voice for the youth, won't stop.
And I can keep this, I can keep the bass on, right? And I can stay on even when I'm on the game. Oh, that.
Are you still using these to play games? Or these to listen to music? What if I told you these are gaming headphones? And you can use these to listen to music.